I never thought I'd be sitting here staring at my phone, wondering if I should call the cops on my best friend. 14 years. That's how long she's been my rock, my shadow, the one person I could always count on, even when she couldn't count on herself. And now I'm watching her fade away, not just from me but from everything she used to be. It's this damn thing called kpod. If you haven't heard of it, it's like a vape, sleek and small, the kind of thing you'd see kids passing around at a party. Except it's not nicotine in those pods. It's ketamine. Yeah, the drug. They call it kpod, short and catchy, like it's some trendy new gadget. Around here it's everywhere, especially with the teenagers. But she's not a teenager. She's 24 and she's drowning in it. Her name's Sarah. We met when we were 10, back when life was simple: bike rides, sleepovers, giggling over dumb crushes. We were part of this little clique, 4 of us against the world. Me, Sarah, Jenna, and Claire. Over time, though, Jenna and Claire drifted away. They couldn't handle Sarah's chaos anymore, the way she'd spiral into bad decisions like it was her destiny. I stayed though. Always stayed. Maybe I thought I could save her. Maybe I just didn't know how to let go. She's always been a mess in her own way, dating the wrong guys, dropping out of college, picking fights with her family. I never judged her for it. I'd sit there, sipping coffee while she ranted, offering advice she'd nod at and then ignore. "You're right," she'd say, her hazel eyes bright with that spark I loved. Then she'd go right back to whatever hole she was digging. It didn't matter. She was my mess, you know? My best friend. But this kpod thing, it's different. It's not just another bad boyfriend or a stupid argument. It's eating her alive, and I can't stand it. I didn't even know what it was at first. She showed up at my place one day, this little device in her hand, puffing out clouds that didn't smell like anything I recognized. "It's just a vape," she said, grinning like a kid with a new toy. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? But then I started noticing things. The way her hands trembled. The way her voice got slurry, like she was half asleep. I googled it one night. kpod, ketamine addiction, and my stomach dropped. This wasn't a phase. This was a death sentence. The first time it really hit me was a few months ago. We were driving out to grab food, just the 2 of us, like old times. I had the windows cracked, the radio humming some pop song we used to scream along to. She was in the passenger seat, kpod in her hand, puffing away like it was nothing. The car filled with that faint chemical haze, and I kept glancing over, my jaw tight. "Can you not?" I finally said, my voice sharper than I meant it to be. She laughed. God, that laugh, it used to light up my world, and said, "Relax, it's not a big deal." Not a big deal. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. She was texting her ex, some loser she swore she was done with. "Look at this," she said, shoving her phone toward me. I couldn't even read it. Her hands were shaking so bad the screen was a blur. She didn't notice. She just kept talking, her words tripping over each other. Then she pulled out her lipstick, bright red, her favorite, and smeared it across her lips. It was a mess, streaking past the edges like a kid playing with crayons. She turned to me, her eyes glassy, and asked, "Is it okay?" I stared at her, this girl who used to spend hours perfecting her makeup, who taught me how to contour. "Yeah," I lied, my voice barely a whisper. "It's fine." That was the moment I felt it. The ick, this creeping disgust I couldn't shake. She wasn't Sarah anymore. Not the Sarah I knew. I tried talking to her about it over and over. "You've got to stop," I'd say, sitting across from her at some diner, watching her fidget with that damn kpod. "It's killing you." She'd nod, her face serious for once. "I know. I'm done with it. I promise." And I'd believe her because I wanted to. Because I needed to. But then we'd hang out again, and there it was, right in her hand, right in my face. She didn't even try to hide it anymore. Didn't even bother lying properly. It was like she was daring me to care. The worst came a couple weeks ago. My boyfriend Jake was at the gym downtown, and I figured I'd bring Sarah up to meet him. She'd been asking about him for months, teasing me about how I'd finally found a good one. I was nervous but excited. Maybe seeing Jake, seeing something stable, would shake her out of this haze. We walked up to the gym and I buzzed us in through the glass door. Jake was there, sweaty and smiling, wiping his hands on a towel. I introduced them, my heart doing this little hopeful flip. And then she opened her mouth. "Hey," she said, holding up her cod like it was a damn trophy. "Help me see how much is left." I froze. Jake blinked, caught off guard, and mumbled something about not knowing how it worked. I wanted to disappear. This was her first impression. My best friend, the druggie, asking my boyfriend to check her stash. My face burned with shame. But she didn't stop there. She took a long, shameless puff right there in the gym lobby. People were milling around, guys lifting weights, a receptionist behind the desk, cameras blinking red above us. My country doesn't mess around with this stuff. E-cigarettes, vapes, anything like that. It's illegal. Ketamine? That's a whole other level. If someone reported her, it wouldn't just be her ass on the line. Jake had let us in. He could have been dragged into it too. I pulled her aside after, my voice shaking. "What the hell was that?" She shrugged like it was nothing. "I was just messing around." Messing around. I couldn't look at her. I couldn't look at Jake either. He didn't say much, just gave me this quiet, pitying look that made my chest ache. I drove her home in silence, the cod still in her lap, her breathing shallow and uneven. She didn't even notice how mad I was. Or maybe she didn't care. He keeps complaining about her weight now. "I'm losing so much," she'll say, poking at her ribs. "I eat all the time, but it's like it doesn't stick." She sounds confused, genuinely lost, like she's searching for an answer. I want to scream at her. "You're on drugs, Sarah. That's why." But I don't. I just nod and change the subject because what's the point? She knows. He has to know. We used to talk every day, text flying back and forth, late night calls about nothing and everything. Now my phone's quiet. Her messages pile up and I stare at them, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. "Hey, you free? Miss you. What's up?" I don't reply. I can't. Every time I think about her, I see that cod, hear her shaky voice, smell that faint chemical tinge in the air. I'm drifting away and I don't know how to stop it. I don't know if I want to. My other friends, Jenna and Claire, the ones who bailed years ago, they've heard about it through the grapevine. I ran into Jenna at the grocery store last week and she asked how Sarah was doing. I didn't sugarcoat it. "She's hooked on this cod crap," I said, my voice cracking. Jenna sighed like she'd seen it coming. "You should report her," she said, casual as if she were suggesting a movie. "Better she gets caught than dies in 3 months." Claire texted me something similar a few days later. "She's not your responsibility anymore. Call the police." They laughed about it like it was some dark joke. "Peace," they'd say, tossing up a sarcastic little salute. But it's not funny to me. It's not peace. It's a knife in my gut. So here I am, sitting on my couch, the TV flickering in the background with some show I'm not even watching. My phone's in my hand, the number for the local precinct typed out but not dialed. I keep thinking about those 14 years. The time she stayed up with me all night when my dad left. The way she dragged me to karaoke even though I can't sing. The stupid inside jokes we'd laugh at until we couldn't breathe. She was my family. She still is, somewhere under all this. But then I think about the cod. The shaking hands. The smeared lipstick. The way she looked at Jake, oblivious to how small she'd made me feel. I think about her wasting away, her body giving up while she pretends it's fine. If I report her, maybe they'll lock her up. Maybe they'll force her to get clean. Maybe it's the only way to save her. But maybe she'll hate me forever. Maybe I'll lose her anyway. I don't know what to do. My finger hovers over the call button and my chest feels like it's caving in. 14 years and it's come to this. I just want my best friend back. But I don't know if she's still in there to save.
Thanks for listening to my story. It's been a heavy one to share. I'm still figuring out what comes next, but having you here means a lot. If you connected with this, please hit that subscribe button for Life Reflections. I'd love to have you along for more real moments like this. Take care, everyone.